Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm gonna be filming the next installment in my Taako cosplay progress video series, and today I'm excited and also really nervous because I'm going to be beginning the sewing portion. I am nowhere, I wouldn't even consider myself on the seamstress spectrum. I have literally no sewing abilities whatsoever. The last time I sewed a costume, I didn't know what I was doing, so I didn't even use a pattern. I literally just like measured my legs and like made pants, and they didn't fit obviously because that's not how you do it. But this time around, I think I've done my research. I'm gonna try and do it right. So I'm gonna be doing the cape first today. I have 3 fabrics for the cape. I have this purple velvet fabric, which is going to be the outer portion of the cape. I have this gorgeous gold rose print fabric that also has like this dark purple side to it that I want to use for the lining. And then I also have this sheer blue fabric that I want to use as also in the lining, but that hangs down further than the rest of the cape. So first thing I'm going to do is take my measurements. I want this cape, let's see if I can get you in a better position. So I want this to kind of be like a capelet style, not super long. I want the sheer underlayer to be a bit longer, but the actual cape portion, I want it to be more of like a capelet. So what I'm going to do first, let's see, I'm gonna measure from my shoulder, like where I want it to sit around my neck, down the length of my arm to where I want it to hit. So it's gonna be about right above the elbow. So that's 15 inches. You guys believe me, right? I don't have to show you. So I have 15 inches for the length of the cape, and then I'm gonna add 4 inches to that because of the neck hole radius. I might end up cutting it larger in order to have it pinned on my chest rather than like sitting up here, but I figure once I get the actual length and like shape of the cape down on the bottom, then I can kind of tweak the chest area a little bit more. So my total length is going to be 19 inches. The total circumference or radius, the circly measurement part is going to be 19 inches. And so how I'm going to cut that out, I have my fabric here laid out on the floor, folded over twice. This fabric is actually really hard to fold because the velour kind of sticks to itself, but it's okay as long as the edges near the folded corner are nice and together, then everything else should work out okay. Okay, so I decided to get length up to 21 inches just to give myself a little bit of room to play. And in order to draw a circular measurement on my fabric, what I'm going to do is I have a Sharpie. I know I should be using a dressmaker's pencil, but don't have one, so it's really okay. It's going to be lined. And I tied a piece of string to it, and what I'm doing is I'm going to measure from the point of the Sharpie to the edge of the fabric, 21 inches. And now what I can do is hold the thread in the corner of the fabric and swing the Sharpie around, and it will create a circular pattern. So let's give it a go. Ooh, now you can see that I have a circular line drawn on my fabric. I'm going to do the same thing for the neck hole. I'm going to do 4 inches, and I'm going to do the same thing with the Sharpie, just measuring. Boom. And now I have a 4-inch circle, and I can start cutting out my pattern. Now, because I don't want it to be a full circle, I'm going to cut up a slice running from the corner of the fabric to the edge of the circle so that the front part of the cape will be open a little bit. I'm not doing this in any kind of exact way. Honestly, I'm just freaking going for it, which is what made my last attempt at sewing really bad, but you know, this time I'm following a tutorial, so like it'll be fine, right? Okay, so now I have my neck hole, the front slit, and the circumference of the cape lined out, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut. Now what I've done is just take one of my cape pieces and I'm folding it along the straight edge. This fabric is really actually kind of difficult to work with because it likes to stick to itself, so it makes folding it for a even seam pretty difficult. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now I'm just gonna cut right up here, right up the fold, and then I'll have my 2 front pieces of my cape. Now, I have the back of my cape right here. My 2 front pieces. So I will sew along these sides and I'll have the outside of my cape. I started by pinning each front piece to the back piece and sewing them on one by one. This is the first piece sewn on, and I was really proud of my seam, so I thought I'd show it to you guys. I then repeated all of the previous steps shown in this video with my lining fabric, pinned it, and sewed it together. I then pinned my lining fabric and my outer fabric right sides together, starting at the seams. And then I sewed them together, leaving one gap on the front edge to turn them right side out. Alright, so now that the cloak is all sewed together, I just took an iron to press the seams down on the edges a little bit, and now I'm going to top stitch around and also seal up the open side where I turned it right side out. Alrighty, so I just put on my shirt to try on with the cloak. This is how it's looking. I'm so pleased with how it turned out. I think It looks really good. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to attach it in terms of like what orientation I'm gonna have. Like I kind of want to have a flap up, but also like maybe just like this. We're not sure yet, but we're gonna play around with it. So the only thing left to do with this is to attach the bottom blue fabric layer to it, and that's gonna be hanging down like down. I don't know how long I'm gonna make it, but yay! Oh, and it's fully reversible. So it's been a little bit, but I was realizing when I was editing the footage that I didn't really show you guys the full finished product, so I wanted to show you the cloak now. This is what it looks like in its current state. I attached the inner fabric that I wanted to like hang down just with safety pins, and I know it looks kind of jacked up, but I wanted it to be removable because the fabric and the cloak is technically reversible, so I didn't want to tack anything down in any kind of permanent manner, just in case I wanted to do a version of the costume with the gold fabric on the outside. For this little like clasp situation here, I just have these chain earrings that I got that you can see in my Taako thrift haul, and also another pair of earrings, and I just have it pinned through to the back and safety pinned in place. And then I also safety pinned these sides up. You can't see the safety pins obviously because I hid them purposefully so that you couldn't see them, but that keeps the edges of the cloak flared upwards so that when you put it on, the brocade fabric shows on the outside. I'm super happy with how it turned out. I really think that this is the best thing I've ever made, and I'm excited to do some more complicated sewing projects in the future. The next video that will be up on my channel is the hat making process, which I'm sure is kind of the most exciting part of this costume. So until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!